will Wizard101 add a new school? And I'm not just talking about like Shadow or the Astral spells. I'm talking about a full-fledged main school. Well, this is Will It Happen, the show where I take something that the community wants and I try to find out how likely it is to happen. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Wizard101 schools. More specifically, will they add a new one? But before we get into the video, a very small percentage of people who watch my videos are subscribed. And so if you enjoy my content and you want to see more of this, you should definitely subscribe. Now, on to the video. With every arc, we've gotten a new school. However, I'm not talking about something that every single wizard can learn. I want a new mainline school that you can choose to have a wizard be trained in. And so you can have a wizard do it from the very beginning. And I want to know how likely that is to happen. Well, let's see what we have to have. First, we have to come up with the new school. It has to either fit into the elements or the spirits, or it has to go with balance. The elements, I hear some people saying that they want a school of water or a school of steel. Water, I feel like, is just too close to ice to really be its own school. And steel would just kind of be weird. I don't think that really works with the whole wizarding vibe. Normally when people think of steel, they think of like mechanical and stuff like that. So it would be weird to have fire, water, storm, and steel. So I don't think those are going to work. I also don't really think there's anything to add to the spirits. I don't think there's anything to add with life, death, and myth. So that leaves balance, which is in the middle. What about a school that boosts on balance and balance boosts on it? A school that pairs up with it. I think this is the most likely option. I think that if they do add a full-fledged school, it will be something that goes along with balance. Maybe a chaos school. Whereas balance does stuff like blades and traps for everybody. Maybe chaos just gets rid of all of them. Maybe they scramble up everybody's blades. That could be a really fun spell to use. And I think that they could have a lot of really funny spells to just mess with the game. Whereas balance tries to boost everybody up. Chaos just tries to bring everybody down. What gets in the way of this is, chaos already exists in Wisteria. For those of you who don't know, in Wisteria, they have schools that mirror all of the schools from Wizard City, and Myth in Wisteria is Chaos. Okay, maybe just name the school Unbalanced. Okay, come up with a better name in the comment section down below. I can't come up with a better name besides Chaos, and that's already taken. So we're just going to call this new school Unbalanced. So the most likely thing is an opposite of Balanced school, something that kind of messes with the game a little bit, and it boosts on balance and balance boosts on it. They pair up together. Okay, how likely is that to happen, though? Well, just because it's the most likely school to be added doesn't mean that it's going to be added and doesn't mean that it has great odds of being added. It would be a lot to add a new mainline school. And the thing is, if they're going to add it, it has to be added somewhat soon because the longer the game goes on, the harder it'll be to actually have a new school. Coming up with spells and creating the teacher might be pretty easy, but fitting the school into Ravenwood would require the entire thing to change. The entire layout of Ravenwood would have to change. Unless they do what they did with Balance, where they just have a teacher there in Ravenwood and the actual school is in another world. Then that would kind of make sense. However, they would still have to add it to that world. And if they're just adding it to the newest world, then Unbalanced, as we're going to call it for this video, would just be in like a level 160 world. And you want to be able to actually get to your school until you reach that level. So what would they do? They either have to add the school to Ravenwood or add it to another world that's really close in the game that players can get to in a reasonable amount of time. And that really kind of brings it down. It's just the actual aspect of where is the school going to be and how is the school going to fit in. So how likely do I think it is that they're going to add a new mainline school? I give this a 2 out of 10. It's possible. But I do not see it ever happening. I'm not going to give it a 1 out of 10 because 1 out of 10 means flat out never. They're never going to do it. They could. I could see a timeline where it happens. It's not impossible. It would require a lot of development. And I don't know if they're willing to do all that. It would require so much changing to how Ravenwood is structured, how the worlds are structured, and just how PvP in general is functioning. I think it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think it would be an amazing thing to add to the game. But I just never see it happening. But that's all for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And make sure that you tell me what I should go over next in my Will It Happen series. I'll see you guys next time.